My name is Alyson Downs. I am the color guard caption head at Genesis Drum and Bugle Corps. I marched with the Troopers Drum and Bugle Corps for 8 years and taught there for several years before moving on to Genesis. I went to school for dance, and I teach dance and color guard full-time in the DFW area. I was 14 my first season, so I was literally a child plucked from the street to come join this crazy thing. I had to learn a lot right off the bat. Time management skills, for one. Back then we were given like maybe an hour and 20 minutes to eat, pack, and load and do all of these things, and I had never done anything like that before. You have to learn how to be resourceful with your time. You only have an hour for meal breaks, but you're trying to learn the show and get in because you're coming halfway through the season, trying to figure out how things work, how to spin a flag. If anything, it made me a lot more resourceful and cognizant of my time management skills. I think that's the biggest thing I took away from that. It was actually really cool this last year with Genesis. We had a bunch of kids that had never spun before that we taught them how to do color guard, which we had one 14-year-old girl in the color guard who, like me, came in. She was a dancer. She had a little bit of color guard experience, but not much. But watching her grow and blossom from being a timid, Miss Alyson, can you, to like aggressive and a part of the program and just very confident in her abilities and not afraid, especially at the end of the season, she wasn't afraid to stand up for herself. I think that drum corps helps prepare you for the real world, one, by giving you leadership capabilities. Even if you aren't in a quote-unquote leadership role, you learn how to make yourself look presentable, how to make your things look presentable, which, like it or not, impacts how the real world impacts you, right? Like, I tell my kids all the time, how you look off the field is going to affect how people think about you on the field. And so I really believe that like nice clean stacks also relate to nice like clean bedrooms or an office space and that kind of thing. Organizational skills, pride in yourself and what you're doing. Actually, after my last year teaching at the Troopers, I actually kept a note in my phone of just kids, students reaching out and talking about how much the season impacted them to be surrounded by positive role models to emulate themselves off of, and even if they didn't have the best time, they had a good takeaway. And it's always rewarding to see students go off and do other things past what you've taught them. Like, you've got one student that I taught that summer at Troopers who is about to finish up in pharmaceutical school right now. But the pride in what you're doing, high quality on the field, high quality off the field, all impacted his takeaway to be more successful in this super intense medical program that he was in. So part of the reason why I come back every year is, especially as a teacher, is to help give the students the same experience that I was given, and even at a higher level. I had good summers and bad summers in the 8 years that I marched drum corps. I had great instructors that really inspired me, and I had some instructors that made me cry every single night before I went to bed in my air mattress. But all of those experiences helped me become the educator that I am today, to try to make sure that my students have a positive learning environment. They're being challenged, but not past the point where they're hating every single second of what's going on. They're getting good information. And really, I come back because I want to make sure that those students have that experience and have the opportunity to do color guard, even if it's something that they thought was completely off the table beforehand.